Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Since Happy Duke started to lose his voice this morning, and he doesn't want to delay making his video any longer, so I, Zhongli, will be here to share my wisdom with you guys today in this video. Today we are going to talk about 37, a new character that is currently happening right now. I think it is a perfect time to have a look at her kit and have a deeper understanding of the character. So, if you're still having trouble deciding should you pull 37 or how many copies of her you should pull, this is a perfect video for you. I am sure a lot of people are looking forward for 37 for a while, but as we're getting closer to her banner, I see many people starting to have doubts, especially after we saw so many great characters that is coming in the future patches. I hope by the end of this video, you can comfortably make a decision that if you should pull 37 or not. Okay, let us look at 37. First of all, she is a 6-star unit that deal mental damage, and when you look at the tier list, she is rated as S tier in the CN server and A tier overall. From the tier list we can see that she is a great character, but there are some issues with her, and we will know why later in the video. When we look at her tags, we can see she is a DPS that has follow-up attacks. At the same time, she can also support the team. I don't know about you, but that looks really awesome to me. Next, let us move on to her ultimate skill. Her ultimate is a mass buff that grants 2 stacks of numeral perception to all allies, which is a 10% attack increase, and -1 stack after each attack. On top of that, the ultimate also grants 37 2 stacks of enlightenment and gains Eureka +2. What is enlightenment, you might ask? It doubles your incantation's additional Genesis damage and -1 stack after each attack. Even though her ultimate didn't do any damage, but this buff provides 37 and her team with a lot of damage increase, at the same time increase her stacks to allow her to do more follow-up attacks. It is a very powerful ultimate. Now we will move on to her incantation. Her first incantation is a single target attack that deals 140%, 210%, and 350% mental damage. In addition, it deals 40%, 60%, 100% additional Genesis damage. What is Genesis damage, you may wonder? Genesis damage is the damage that ignore enemy's armor, so it is the true damage. You will see the damage number in light blue, separate from the white number, to indicate that it is the Genesis damage. Next, we will move on to her second incantation. Her second incantation is a mass attack that deals 70%, 105%, 175% mental damage, and additional 40%, 60%, 100% Genesis damage to 2 enemies. On top of that, it also allows 37 to gain 1 to 2 stacks of sturdiness, which is a 25% damage reduction with -1 stack upon receiving damage. It will help her survive better in battle. As we can see, so far 37 is a pretty good buffer with decent damage multipliers in both single target and AoE attacks. But you might start wondering, how about her follow-up attacks? Well, don't worry, we will find the answer in her inheritance. So now, let us take a look at her inheritance. Her Insight 1 provides 37, with 1 additional Eureka every time 37 uses one of her incantations, or after another ally takes an extra action. When at 5 Eureka, consumes all 5 Eureka to cast Supplementary Formula, which is a mass attack that deals 120% mental damage plus 40% Genesis damage to all enemies. Her Insight 2 is a 15% critical damage increase. Her Insight 3 is a 20% critical rate increase, and allow her Genesis damage also be able to crit as well. As we can see, a big portion of damage come from her insights, so it is important to get 37 to Insight 3 as fast as you can. Next, we will move on to her portrait. I am sadly to say that 37 is another unit that is very portrait hungry. At P0 she only shines at Sea Serpent Raid. At other areas she is more of a sub-DPS, so you better off using another DPS like Jessica, Millennia, or Calabona instead. At P2, she starts becoming a good DPS, with a huge built-in crit rate and good damage increase in her follow-up attack. At P3, she can spam her follow-up more often, so both P2 and P3 are okay stopping point for most people. But if you decide to P537, you will see she is almost like a god with all the damage. I can see many people will want to P5 her. Lastly, let's look at her Psycubes choices. Her best Psycubes will be Long Night Talk, but you won't get it until patch 1.5. So the best option currently is Silent and Adoring, which you can obtain it in the current event shop. Thunderous Applause is also a good choice for 37. In conclusion, 37 is a supportive carry, unlike the majority of characters in the game. 37's portrays are quite significant and can be significantly improved by pulling her portrays. You will also have to set up a specific type of team to use her well, and a lot of her best partners are also 6 stars. If you can afford investing into her portrays, she is worth pulling, but for the average free-to-play player she might not be, especially with 6 also approaching right after. Just keep in mind that 37 is one of the best supports for Zhongli, the best DPS in the game, and the first truly limited character in Reverse 1999. So if you're planning to pull Zhongli once she arrives to Global, you might consider getting a single copy of 37. Another thing is that 37 is the only character who can deal Genesis damage that can also crit, so it is very useful in the endgame contents where the monsters have high defense. If you want to have an easy time in endgame contents such as Raid, you might want to consider pulling for 37. With that, it brings us to the end of the video. I hoped you found this video useful and enjoyable. For those pulling for 37, I wish you the best of luck. If you liked the video, please don't forget to click like and subscribe. It will be greatly appreciated. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.